for another Facebook Live. As you guys are watching, let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, let me know that you're watching the replay. Today, I want to talk to you about different ways that you can begin to strengthen your relationship. Some people may ask me, well, Kenyatta, what does it take to make a strong relationship? What does it mean to have a strong marriage? And today I wanted to just come in and provide some perspective on what I'm noticing with the couples that I'm working with. These are the couples that are able to overcome certain things. These are the couples that stand the test of time. So I wanted to kind of come in and explain to you guys what I think helps to make a strong relationship. So if you're feeling like your relationship is not strong, or you're on the brink of breaking up, or things don't feel good in your relationship, my hope is that this video will provide you with some support. So wherever you're watching from, let me know where you're from. Let me know how long you've been in your relationship. If you're watching the replay, let me know that you're watching the replay. So I'm going to provide you with 4 things to keep in mind to build a strong marriage or a strong relationship wherever you are in your journey. First things first to keep in mind is to avoid looking to social media to validate whether or not things are going well in your relationship. So we've all done it before. We look at these couples, we look at their pictures, their videos on vacation, and naturally we think, okay, well, something must be going wrong in my relationship because we don't have any pictures like this and we have not been to Tulum together, right? You may look at social media and assume that a couple is perfect and that they overcome obstacles so easy and that they're able to communicate so well. And it's possible to have that type of relationship, but social media should not be your place to kind of go to decide whether or not that can happen for you. Avoid comparing what's happening in other people's relationship. Stop looking at celebrity couples. Remind yourself that social media is just a piece of the story, and people put on social media what they want you to see. So avoid idolizing couples that you see online. Social media should not be your meter that tells you whether or not you're doing it right. You should have your own meter of, okay, I know my relationship is going well because these are the things that are happening for us. So step number 1, or thing number 1 to keep in mind, is stop comparing your relationship to the relationships that you see on social media. It will have you feeling insecure every time. Number 2 is take time to prepare for your union. This can look like premarital counseling. This can look like investing in counseling, but taking those steps to make sure that your union is strong. And as you guys pop on, let me know where you're watching from. We're talking about ways to strengthen your relationship or your marriage, especially for those couples that feel like it's not strong at the moment. So take time to prepare for your union. Like I said, this can look like premarital counseling. This can look like investing in individual counseling for yourself, especially if you have some unresolved issues. It's never too late to go to counseling, so start creating habits that can help sustain your relationship. This can look like creating new traditions, or deciding that every year you and your mate are going to go on a couples retreat, or that you guys are going to invest in counseling every other week. But what does it look like for you to prepare for the union, especially before you guys decide to get into marriage, or every year as you are approaching your anniversary? Making it a point to come together and decide this is what we're going to do to make sure that our union is strong, right? So step number 2, take time to make sure that you're prepared for your union and that you're also taking care of yourself, because the healthier you are, the healthier your relationship will be. Number 3 is prioritize big conversations. So many times couples are coming to counseling because they're having a hard time discussing the big things that are happening or the big things that they want in their relationship. So oftentimes they may need a mediator. But I want to encourage you that if there's a big conversation that you haven't had with your mate, to get to a place where you can either get someone that can mediate it for you, or take some time to really sit down and discuss it. So this can look like talking about money, your kids, how you want to handle conflict. Make effective communication a priority in your relationship, and also be mindful of your approach. So sometimes you may feel frustrated about some of these things, and so you may be very critical of your mate. This is not effective communication. I want to encourage you to utilize I statements when you're talking to your mate. Explain to them how you feel. Saying things like, I feel like this, or I think that this would be a good idea, versus you, in order to avoid your mate becoming defensive. If you're popping on and you're watching the replay, let me know that you're watching the replay. If you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from. Today we're talking about 4 ways to strengthen your relationship. And last, create a culture for reconnection. Tanitria posted a video last week talking to couples who may feel disconnected, and it was great. She gave some great tips on what to do if you feel disconnected in your relationship. So if you find that that's you, I would definitely suggest going back to last week. I think she posted it on the 6th, and it's really good tips. But create a culture where reconnection is a priority and it's something that you do regularly. So whether this looks like having a weekly conversation with your mate, whether this looks like a weekly date night, take action to stay in tune with your mate and what's going on in their lives. These are the things that I'm finding make for very strong couples. They don't necessarily look to social media to explain, or the outside world or the Joneses. They take time to prepare for their union, so they make sure that they either invest in counseling for themselves or for the relationship. They prioritize big conversations, and lastly, they make time to reconnect. So if you want to know the 4 ways to reconnect in your relationship, or to stay strong, or to make sure that you have a strong union, I want you to replay this video. Share it with your mate, share it with your friends. Let them know that these are the things that a therapist is saying that she's noticing when couples are coming to counseling. Once again, my name is Kenyatta. I'm coming in here to give you guys some tips on ways to make sure that your relationship is as strong as can be. Some things to kind of keep in mind if you're not doing them, making sure that you speak with your mate to prioritize them. Like I said, if you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from and what you do to make your relationship strong. And if you're watching the replay, let me know you're watching the replay. Good night, guys. Enjoy your night, and I'll talk to you next week.